Hello. Did you put a wedge? Was the wedge there? Can you possibly? There was a wedge because I thought it was too early. But clearly it's not too early.
For regular meeting of Borough Council. All right. The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everybody, people being held in compliance with Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, advertised in the retrospect over downstairs, all official social media channels. I ask for those of you who are here with us in person, silent, grab one. I can speak with somebody while outside. James.
Mr. Benjamin, Mr. Fitzgerald,
Present.
Mr. McLoone,
Here.
Mr. Perna, Mr. Woods,
Here.
Mr. Raza.
Here. Several waters.
There you go. We have a quorum around.
Okay, thank you very much. The first item on the agenda this evening is a public portion of the meeting. Anybody from the public forward on a topic who's forward state and press for
My name is Nathaniel Casper. I'm here on behalf of the Troop 119, the boys troop. Unfortunately, our scoutmaster, Mr. Walden, couldn't be here, but I'm here with my dad. He's used to be a scoutmaster.
worthy substitute.
I'm here because I'm turning 18 really soon at the end of this year, and I get started with my Eagle Scout project. My proposal is putting a Gaga ball pit in the Virginville Community Center for everyone. I looked around the area. I was thinking probably over by possibly the swing set. I know there's like swing set and then a line of trees in front of it. I was thinking in that corner we could do it so there's still that big open space for things like, I know during the parks and playgrounds they do things like pool little tag, capture the flag over there. So I still want to definitely move space for that stuff, but having another option, because I know a lot of kids, when I was in middle school, Gaga ball was this huge thing. Everyone was so excited to do it during gym class, and I feel like I want people to be able to have an option to do that over their summer or in their free time during the weekends.
So I see you have the estimated cost of being probably about $1,000.
Yeah.
And yes. With regard to the location of where it's going to be, we're actually making some changes to the layout of our equipment there. So what I would suggest if council is comfortable with moving forward with this plan would be to coordinate site layout, obviously, in that area. I know we are moving the swing sets, pretty much exactly where you want it. It's such a good spot inside the swing sets. But we can figure something out. Council's supportive of this. We can find a space that works, that meets what you're trying to achieve, so meets needs. So I'll open it up to questions from council.
Just looking quickly through the materials, is it just the perimeter roofs lumber, or is there any other? material that's needed?
So there's two possibilities. There's a company that I found, I forget the name off the top of my head, sorry. But they make special brackets, like custom metal brackets that you can order. I think for the sizing that I was thinking that's on there, I was thinking probably around 20 feet diameter, so it's big enough for plenty of kids to be playing at once, where it's not all crowded. That would probably be 600 for the brackets, and that includes the bolts to put them all together, and then the lumber side of that I think was around 430. So it brings us right around that 1,000 price range. The other option is going full lumber. So we buy 2x4s, and then there's also 2x10s that we would buy. So we make those 2x4s into kind of custom brackets. Okay. I think
So I mean, but primarily it's wood with
yeah,
actually metal brackets.
primarily wood, yes.
And forgive me, I have a couple of comments. It wasn't a thing when I was a kid, but it's a hexagonal shape.
Yeah, hexagon or octagon shape hit, and then there's a ball when you're trying to hit it to below the knees to get that other people out.
And are you planning to paint it, or would it stay natural wood? What's your vision
I think it would look really nice to be stained. It might add a little bit to the cost of it, but I think it would definitely add a lot of character to it, like so it looks nicer in the surroundings.
here? Yeah, and I
Especially
would
if
be
you
watching
want-
this for weather to treat it. For
Yeah, I was
weather.
definitely planning on using definitely pressure treated lumber to help weatherproof it, but yeah, staining it to weatherproof.
One question for next Brian. Aspiration.
Just our former community development director.
Okay.
Very much. Add option. Bring us your seat. I think so. Option and potentially.
And in regards to the costs, that come from the public or private donor?
I'm planning to try to find fundraising where I can, plus donors if there are people that want to donate, that would be great option.
Are you ready for every eighth grade class for the last like 5 years to fulfill all their wishes and dreams?
Sure.
Yeah.
Were you part of the eighth grade class?
I know it was,
Both
yeah, I know it was something I wanted to do. That was the best day in gym. I wanted one, but there wasn't really an option in town.
There's not.
I even know down towards Ken Catholic, I forget what it is. They just built a Gaga pit there. Playground. No, the church there, or
Oh, the one that's like it runs the back of it, butts up against the woods. It's like right after the athletic field.
yeah,
That one, yeah.
yeah, they just built a brand new Gaga pit there. It looks very nice. I think they use the metal brackets if you wanted to go look at one in person. I know there's many places around us that have.
Mark. All right. Mark. So, good. I think this sounds like a great project. I think it's worthwhile. We'll find space for it in that facility. So if you can, just come over here, stress on when your exact birthday is, what the timing is around this. I don't need to put that on the record.
Gotta be fire with birthday.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're trying to build in.
There is one entry
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, other public.
Everyone, my name is Nicole Caputa. So I'm here today to propose a merchantable porch house for this October. So following kind of what our neighbors in Collingswood are doing, I'd like to have a day of musicians being hosted by residents in the community, creating a family-friendly, walkable, very low cost, sponsors to fund yard signs and marketing materials, and keeping logistics as easy as possible. We have a small version in my home last October, hosting my husband's band. We were at West Chestnut, and it just was such a wonderful day. Like we put out flyers to neighbors, tons of folks come out, and the feedback was just really overwhelmingly positive. I'm pretty well positioned to lead the effort. I have a background in project planning, also music industry, spouse of a full-time musician, so kind of coordinating band logistics and understanding the needs of the musicians, but also residents. I think that's something I can handle with the help of my building committee, which is why I'm trying to get this underway now to drum up volunteers and support. So with that, I'm just asking for a little thing.
So, sorry, can you send for the facility that she put together?
So is that this?
No, it should be.
Oh. Okay, please. I don't know. We usually then have the police, fire official, and the community development director look it over, sign it, and then we present it for council. So that hasn't been done with Scott, so I'm not sure.
Also, we're not looking to close any roads at this point. I was kind of looking at what Collingswood is doing. Obviously, they're much larger than what we're going to be going after 3-1. In their registration forms, they're asking the residents to, do they foresee, crowds spilling into the street? So request road closures. I don't think we would there yet. In their guidelines, they're also stating it's up to owners of that property to keep folks on the property and it's still rein it in. So I don't foresee it.
Is it okay for council to discuss in this
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So Ms. Caputo and I did exchange some messages. The public events calendar, October 10th. I know October is a very busy month for us, but I do like that there's so much happening. It's a great month in the borough. We have the Music Fest, which is the third weekend of September. This is the third, that's Saturday, September, so it's
Yeah.
there's a couple week buffer there. Are there other things on this specific weekends or
I'd have to go.
I looked at the
Yeah, I don't believe there's anything that the borough has planned, but there might be something professional
Right.
association.
October.
That actually work out well. That's
The Harvest Festival.
And then the other thing that they do is concert they were looking to do, which takes place primarily at night. So they usually wait for sundown for that, October. Yeah, so. I think that's actually more. Yeah, like. Yeah. If that happens, yeah. Right.
So is the volleyball association.
also the 10th?
I'm not positive it's kind of, I don't know what the heck
I mean, the haunted house is in Saturday. Like, or the run. What's the radius?
Run down the road. Not
She
sure.
hasn't submitted.
She did submit it. to-
Yeah, she submitted for the.
She got
And not to. Want me to check?
But I guess the big question is, do we object to having it done?
I mean, it's like if there's no conflicting events that we don't think they would actually benefit from each other, I don't know if they would.
In terms of logistics, you're gonna have to find that volunteers to say, my tour, so we're not gonna know whether it's this street or that street necessarily.
Right, and I think we, that's gonna become a part of the plan, by looking for as much time as we can have, because kind of,
It was
yeah.
like logistics and resource management, like law enforcement, if you need someone, just like.
I was gonna say at the same point, I would like to actually see a list of people who are volunteering their homes, and maybe there may be some houses that we think are not necessarily in a good position. Go on a busy road, or they have a special front yard where people are absolutely going to slow streets. I've been to the College one, and some of those properties, there's not a wide sidewalk in the front yard. They do take up a good amount of the street, so if it's on Chestnut over here, or it's on Saturday, obviously those would be ideal locations, but if it's somewhere that's not a high traffic area, it'll be.
Maybe we just exclude certain streets then, because I think it might be hard for them to get. It's like kind of like a chicken or egg, get volunteers, say, have my house, and then we have to look, just, it's a logistics thing.
Yeah.
So, my suggestion would be that if council conceptually likes the idea, because it's not baked, we're not anywhere close, so really knowing what this is, they could approve it pending further discussions and development of what's going to happen here.
Exactly.
It means, I don't even know what this, I mean, I know what the Collins Report Fest is, but you came and said you want to conditional approval. We don't.
And what kind of additional information is needed?
Like what, how long is it? I've not seen that, just so we're clear. It just passed by my hands, not that I vote, but none of the people who generally go through the process of reviewing this have seen it.
I have
seen the
emailed
plan.
council, just so you know, and we work on it, and I've tried to drum up, conversations months ago. So that's why I'm here today, and maybe a little less prepared than I would like to be.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying it sounds like we don't know. You know what you want. We don't know what you want necessarily, so we have to we have to work together to figure that out. You're asking for an approval on something we don't know what it is yet. Am I nuts in saying that right now?
Let's just get a conditional approval given. I do think it's important. We can't give it, total.
Yeah.
Approval tonight.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Without she's I've never been to college, but
Yeah.
I guess, can we approve the dates?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out.
I don't know that you can even do that right now. Don't know that there's not something else planned.
Like one street.
And it might be complementary and might work out, but unfortunately, we don't have that resource. So, what if council is okay conceptually proving this contingent upon real planning effort? I mean, I don't see a reason why anybody would step in the way of it, other than maybe our content for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, it sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I like the idea. We should absolutely get a volunteer.
Yeah, it's not your, Nicole, it's not your.
No, I just want to, like, if
We've
there's,
approved things before without full plans and we've been snake bit, so we're kind of like, okay, let's try and understand this is something new, and
yeah,
it feels to me that this is gonna run more like how the house tour runs, and that is associated with the borough, but not of the borough.
But you may not need anything.
I don't think so.
That's what I mean.
Except when I start.
I don't think so,
enforcing, say,
except, exactly, and for, to go through channels, but I don't foresee there being
I don't
a
either.
need, yeah.
I don't.
but,
I was surprised this
Especially
year.
this year, I think in future years, there might be different conversations, but.
But I think it's good to know that it's happening on a specific day, just so we can tell or fire, PD, and prepare. But I don't think that's going to be from the first year.
If there's any road closure expectations.
I think the only thing right now is let's map on a calendar everything that's happening in October, and then figure out what day makes what weekend.
I hope it's the other weekend dates. I did take time to look at the calendars to look, to look at when other porch fests are happening. It
Right.
would be, doing it past October, it
No.
probably wouldn't be ideal.
No,
We don't have time to do it before then, so I was like, this makes sense.
My biggest concern, actually, believe it or not, is not a borough event on that day. It's a school event, something
Yeah,
else
yeah.
that we don't know, and we have been criticized, we have rightfully criticized the school for having events on the same day before that is drawing from the same 3,800 residents.
It is Columbus Day. What is it?
Is there any particular streets that we could put a hash sports on anything around central? Have like a ballpark where
I don't know, I don't really know. I mean, I can certainly do a poll. I put a Facebook post up last week just to see how the community would think of it, and overwhelming support of people around folks. So I could always put up a survey or a poll and see where the would land. And then we were thinking, I was emailing with Sean, and said, well, this might be an issue, and so I was thinking it through, and said, well, what if we only blocked off, or only targeted the west side for this year, and I'm looking at the map, and it's just such a weird little, so that would have targeted, that it kind of has to be all or nothing, but certainly exclude streets that would make less
I don't know.
pedestrian friendly.
You never know.
Yeah, right.
Especially like some of the homes on center over there, they're like, there's just the sidewalk and you're in the street. So yeah, go to that area would definitely be tough, but I mean, outside of that,
Outside of Saturday.
Yeah, well, so we're maybe like not on Walnut or Chestnut.
Get together and plan this out.
it's a group thing.
Yeah, I mean, that was my plan, is, after this, after what, even if it's a condition.
Or better yet,
approval,
just-
to try and get a volunteer group together and to talk through this.
So what we'll do is we'll connect Rebecca to try and forward from our side. I'll coordinate with whoever you need to coordinate with. Assuming council's okay with this conceptually. And then from the paperwork perspective, once we have the plan, we'll just attach it to this, they'll sign it, doesn't need additional.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll be in contact with commercials, but just to absolutely double check that they don't have anything where they'll.
Check with school, make sure they don't have some. It could complement.
Do you have my email address? And the simple way is info@merchantnoise.com. That's the easiest one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
My name's Joe.
Like, exactly.
We own Tri-Town Laundry. So, we bought it back in November 2024. And we've been, we're in the process of retooling, refurbishing the entire laundromat, putting in new equipment, technology, with a card system, things like that. So, we wanted to first sure how to go about it, but we wanted to find out the best way to go about using an amendment to the borough code covering the laundromat. So,
We just found out about this code, and, to our knowledge, it has not been upheld in many, many years. And that is the code for the intended person, unintended. And it's, yeah, so it hasn't been intended for many, many years.
something that we wanted to find out how to do the process of forward with maybe proposing an amendment of some kind.
What we can do is, now that it's on our radar, just take a look and see what developments have occurred since probably 1972.
Yeah.
Maybe even before 1972.
And let me tell you, the washers in there are 40 years old.
So,
So.
right? We will take a look at that. And if it's an ordinance, so we would have to pass that to readings. would, does anyone have an objection, council, on amending just that specific provision?
To the point.
Can we introduce that? So I think we're going to fast track this. I don't think it's all the issue. This is risky, but,
From a historical standpoint, this ordinance was adopted on June the 8th of 1964. Another year.
Yeah.
only you were. Okay, yeah, so what we'll do is we'll introduce, an amendment to that ordinance this evening to modernize it, remove the requirement of attendant, and we may make some other minor tweaks in there that make sense. And we will have a public hearing on July, is that what it is? Yeah, July 13th. So that's great.
If there's anything specific that I would ask you, write a letter or email to the borough clerk, be like a letter specifically what we got. Maybe go to California.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate
No,
it.
so,
Yeah, so is the second, is that part on the attendant, also there was a mention about like hours of operation, those types of things, which we goes until 11 p.m. But our intention was to kind of bring in some more business restaurants, things like that, their laundry overnight, and it would only be open, only have employees or workers operating the laundromat after 11 p.m. Wouldn't be open to the public. So I know sometimes having a 24-hour operation, bringing people, don't know who's there, they're in here all hours of the night, so we just need more our employees being in there working on larger laundromats, like commercial orders, that type of.
So you attended after 11, but unattended.
Well, we would think, yeah, it would just be like we would bring in somebody and they said, okay, they're just in Washington, and just, there wouldn't be open to anybody else.
This is in the future, though.
That's what we're gonna, that's what
No,
we're
Whatever
gonna.
it is.
Don't even turn on.
I can't do mine. But it was,
Yeah.
So,
I'm not certain that there would have to be an adjustment if it's not going to be open.
Okay, I wasn't, yeah.
So, we'll make sure, we'll take a look at that, and that may not be something we do right away. Definitely do the attendance right away.
Yeah.
But.
What else? Great.
All right, that's
Probably adjusted.
the attendance of the story.
Yeah, we can deal with that issue to get that moving.
Oh, okay.
The other issue, there may be, we have to look at everything, figure out.
The second issue, I think, we're careful, how we word it, get phrase.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't want to have.
Not
one.
yet.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we know,
yeah, we wouldn't want to have like public 24 hours, that would be just, like I said, just look more like the Washington.
And the only reason why we would end up doing that is that hopefully our business is so busy during the day that we need to do it at night.
Sure.
So that we can allow for the walking traffic, because it's a small laundromat.
I don't want to get in my house with, so.
Okay, we'll get working on that. We'll introduce that this evening.
start talking. So,
Great, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Any other? Okay. Hearing none, we'll close the public portion of the meeting. We'll go to public hearing on ordinance 26 amendment articles 8 and 8A, chapter 9. Zoning, we will come forward, speak on that matter. Amended hours of operation for both adult use and medical retail. Hearing and seeing nobody coming up, close the public hearing on that ordinance, we'll move for adoption of ordinance 2610, amend articles 8 and 8A in chapter 9 for zoning. Do I have a motion?
Second.
With first, Mr. Fitzgerald, second, any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Mr. McLean.
Yes.
Mr. Perno.
Yes.
Mrs. Brazza.
Yes.
Mr. Wood.
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the engineer's report. Mr. Lees, I know you're here. Presentation also on the multi-use path improvements. Right there is great. Part of $850,000 grant received from Congressman.
As a follow-up to the lighting building years ago, and has approved, this grant funding, the borough, has received grant funds. Lighting improvements, see, as well as one of them. So race the nature, it's obviously pole lighting. We're looking at a, pull down, staggered lighting design all the way down again to those in for why. We have full down lights on the side of the head. This is where the, well, common lighting on both sides of the path, we'll have full down lights staggered on either side of the path, and we'll have sufficient lighting coverage, not over lighting coverage. No, LED lights, and we're discussion of full lights versus warm lights. Lights we select are controlling, have some lights, selecting something right or left, right. Sure. Sufficient coverage, but not switch over to neighboring residents or house. So they do have photometric plans like chair, that is coverage within the areas of the park. They're not spilling over to other streets. There's not sufficient light for people on the path, that it won't be over. Design also full boxes, or see outside for accessories. Work. In addition to resurfacing the path, we'll check and Euclid, which is accessible. Morris, seeing the flashing intersection lights. Had some feedback already from the county. So, checking seem amenable to some of the improvements. All the improvements that we suggested, but then see what them, as well as a ADA crosswalk from station to the pit.
You mean the senior house?
The senior head, it's whole station lane, but
Yeah.
that's where the intersection is. Yes,
Sorry.
senior, yes, senior
Not
house.
a lot of people know the station,
The senior housing.
so that we provide accessibility to the seniors at the record that having.
We would sacrifice a parking spot, but. So, like I said, we're proposing to use a full mounted acorn type lights. Sufficient lighting, similar to the plan set. Probably about
The Browning, are we, I'm assuming we're putting some traffic calming features, are we going to add flashing signals? Yes. Do we need planning approval to put the flashing signals on the?
Yes, for a race.
They may be more. Right. They seem to be more.
Definitely. So basically, we'll get costs.
I mean, whether it's a race table or an island, something that slow people's flow of traffic. Yeah.
But yeah, that's part of the program, part of the county.
You said the lighting. would help.
It's at 3,500. The range from 2,700. 5,000. We could probably.
I know that you should have a color because of distortion of color. So I'm just- that's why I asked.
Yeah, more or less. What about down the way? How much is it? It's because of the zoning, but it's mostly directional lights.
How does the lighting plan compare to the existing lighting? So I know some people,
That's
it's too much, like, you can land airplanes in that area. Or is this, like, is it trying to match, is it less than?
I'm just looking at it, something much.
I can't tell from that.
There's something much more solid lighting than that.
Okay.
But pulls it much better apart. So we have this exact.
On one side, okay, right, so this.
Streets, how far.
Yeah. Yeah, so just the lighting coverage plan.
Do you have shading street side at all? Doesn't impact, doesn't reach.
It should impact. Just the lighting coverage just, well, should not, so, yeah. So, I'll figure out. Very much. Yeah, that feasibility. So, we're, tree coverage, so the effectiveness.
Yeah, you can fix the city light settle.
So when it's not freezing or raining. So.
Sure.
It's an issue.
Every time it
The safety
rains,
lights at the center,
whenever it rains, they go out.
Pedestrian light?
Yeah, the pedestrian light goes off. Since I know we've sent, we've hired someone to come out and look at it 5 times, always comes back every time. And then it rains again. Then it takes them 2 weeks to get out there, by the time they get out there, it's dried out, get them off. You have to spray it with a hose while they're there. Yeah.
That's a first.
Yeah,
yeah, sometimes it's stuck on all the time. Sometimes it says.
Any two bullets. 60 cents. So, then we were, any ladies of the feasibility that were pretty aggressive already.
so, not that it's, it's talking to the county. Is there any way that you should get down crossing or no more? Talking about that offshoot on the park, on the Chestnut, there's no traffic control at all. So cars fly on the park, on the Chestnut. It's almost taking me out towards that. So cars on paper, flying off there. You know, we have a pedestrian crosswalk, cross right there. People come one side of the Chestnut, stop, side, just continues to go. It's a yield. Yeah, it really is. Sounds like it's good.
That's that roundabout.
That, yeah, well, that would be, that would be real smart.
Not safe.
I mean, I'm only throwing that there because you're talking about the other intersection. Since you're doing the crosswalks there, you can kind of throw in the crosswalk because it crosses over to, from Gilmore to the bike path. That's.
While you're at it, when it connects to. Sorry. I hear you said you're right.
Try. Try.
Other questions?
Nothing, that's.
So this is something Tom was thinking, and when Tom and I, he said last week, we were concerned about timing, obviously, the construction on October. And Tom's aware of those concerns, so we're gonna try and advocate those, so very least that section. So from a phasing perspective, fine. If it needs it, that's all.
If it wants to go. Oh, hang on.
You're repaving the whole town.
Oh, kidding? I think that was-
Yeah, I thought you
You're
were
repaving.
You're repaving the whole town. You do based on this, or you're just doing.
So, if you needed to go over the forward list, imagine. Sorry, I did that first, right?
Restriping of these.
Yes.
All right. Other questions? So. Any other questions for Mr. Lisa's, any other questions or any other highlights from?
We met and discussed the, sorry.
Speak about it.
So we met and discussed the priority list, explained, seven, we prepared the list of streets in the town. So,
For the FY 2025 road project, when do you expect? 26, sorry.
Plans being put into DOT, so this one probably full construction. There's also one feedback from the county as well. So, yeah, multiple streets that have place, the two, just looks like one side of the street on the place, it's just taking the. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate your time. All right. Correspondence. Council.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just one quick item from the Shade Tree Commission. So we are applying for the New Jersey Urban Forestry Stewardship Grant, in secure up to $25,000. It's for tree canopy maintenance. We are submitting an application. It's due, 12 or 13. And it's coming up very soon. Our goal with these funds would be to do some much needed pruning, which we unfortunately had to neglect based on funds and the need to remove trees. So this will allow us to do some pruning to have the help of our existing trees. Hopefully prolong the lives of some. But that is all I have to.
Questions? There you go. Thank you very much. Mr. Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Your Honor. Start with Board of Ed. They had their meeting on May 19th. They did go through their budget. Their next meeting will be taking place on June 16th. There was a discussion from their liaison to Haddon Heights High School about the fact that Haddon Heights has been coordinating with local businesses to give kids at the high school opportunities to partner and sell products or items. So I connected Mr. P to Jen with the Virtual Business Professional Association to see where they might be able to work together on something like that in the future. Well received on both sides. Virtual Business Professional Association met on the 13th. Right now they're in full swing, getting ready for Monsterville already. October gets here really quickly. They're in the search for an artist for their Monsterville shirt here. I believe this is going to be their 10-year anniversary, so they're looking to do something special, possibly with it too. So I know a lot of people heard of that. Still have some coupon books for sale as well, some of the locations throughout the borough. For public events, we had the Pride flag raising for the weekend. It was pretty well attended, as well as Birchville's 152nd birthday, Memorial Day event. Historical Society is still also planning on doing their decorating contest. I know they reached out, stated there are plenty of spaces still for that. And next primary event is coming up on June 20th, and that will be the Pride event on Century. So that was.
Thank you very much. Questions? Right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Original Fire Department, 12 calls from the month, at the Borough, 2 people shades, events, only Borough. Last month, as you probably know, earlier, we had a fire with Woodlawn, a structure fire. Final investigation is still forthcoming, and it's accident so far, based on reports. Did have one fire injuries, so we'll get further flaps in them. All in all, it's good as it can be, said in terms of response. There's of course, serious water damage. So, currently review days of that day, just to make sure to do this post event assessment to make sure as planned that there is anyways. Other than that, we have, I believe, 4, maybe 5 individuals in firefighter school, so that's always good to see that. So we start adding fire work and try tears. Good. Other things, ISOs, regulation is something that impacts all of us in terms of your property insurance, reduce the property insurance, fire hydrants we have, water pressure to apparatus with people are free right now, which is pretty good. It keeps all of our insurance staff. In terms of virtual code, place closed. We have 15 rental inspections, inspections. Total rental inspection growth 90 for the year, 48 inspections, 32 violation notices.
Thank you. Questions?
Quick question, I just want to thank our department for the swift response to the fire.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Quinn.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do not have the full statistics for the month of May for the Commercial Police Department. They did respond to at 1,291 calls for service. That does include 101 positive crashes. We continue to have daily walkthroughs of St. Peter's Commercial School. They're looking forward to June and the Parks and Playgrounds program. They will be there on the first day to conduct a safety check. That later on for the annual assault day. In regards to the month of May, a couple of areas that I think have been a focus for residents and the police department. First, the intersection of Bowman and Morris. Officers conducted 100 proactive patrols, observed 2 violations before warnings issued. Officers continue to conduct proactive traffic enforcement on Sundays in the area of 113 North Center due to improper parking. Again, observed 2 violations summonses. Also, in the month of May, the borough clerk did receive complaints from residents in the area of Browning and Chestnut about some speeding, some stop sign violations. We did have the opportunity, at county town hall event, we had the opportunity to speak with some of those residents. Chief Grassi did engage a couple of those members, to had very positive conversations. One we've been working on is active traffic area, which has begun in the month of June. So for my report for the month of July, I'll share findings of what's uncovered in the month of June, and perhaps, or there will be, I think, other additional recommendations based on how we the situation there. Officer Kevin Rosario began his employment with the Virtual Police Department on May 18th. He's going through approximately 2 months of mandatory field training, so figure late July, early August, when the part of the full person power of the department. 2 other additional things. First, it has some residents expressing concerns with the Airbnb situation at 35 West Cedar Avenue. The Commercial Police Department has supported some of the unauthorized parking area. Just from my understanding, code passed that doesn't go into effect until July first. Is that correct? So at that point, July first, when code enforcement is able to enforce what we passed, try to improve the situation in that area. Is that correct?
By enforcement, there are two issues.
Issue citation. That was-
Again, I know that Kevin's work, both process mapping and information shared with all. If it has. So, yes.
Another enforcement action.
And then another subject I just want to bring up that is not as easy to enforce, that is the boom cars. And there's been some concerns expressed by neighbors on social media, that was to my wife was telling me. I did have the opportunity to speak with Chief Brodsky on this. I think this is a subject that we have spoken about on an annual basis. The chief, again, 2 points. One, most of these boom cars are not all come from Philadelphia, so we do not have legal jurisdiction, of course. However, as part of his association, chief, there are towns working together, and actually, each chief of the city of Winston, sort of Jersey coordinator, liaison, who actually set up, I guess there's a number that residents can call to kind of help with Philadelphia enforcement. So that's definitely the right number to call. Certainly reports need to be placed, but this is really an area across the department's little situation that requires many us. And that is all I have to say.
Questions? All right. Thank you very much.
A couple items. One, for the budget, for $2 resolution on the vacant and abandoned properties expenses. One, we read $6,500 of administration. Number two, the criteria to be if 8 single-family homes that qualify for vacant property, for commercial properties. The vacant housing looks like 3 or 4 years. So I'm really excited. So 215 Borough protection. It's now in the market for sale. $4,600. So actually, it's actually 10 Church Road. The property was sold. It's one, they are aware, they go to add some trees. Okay, identified that, they're aware, most of the trees were dead. There were 5 boxes, so they will plant new trees as part of the renovation. 240 Victoria Avenue was also recently sold. It's currently and then a little problem. 148 South Center Street, one next to the school, the other one we get lots of questions about, comments on. Sheeting was put in, and it was like they actually just came in last night, got permits. Yeah, it's today. Additional permits were issued on that, so they are moving forward with the renovation. That particular property, so we'll see how that kind of goes. Borough 1 Somerset, we talked about 45 West Chestnut, which is being open violations. No dirt as well as that small. Still have the significant problem sites. Plus the 4 commercial properties, which is 20, 22, 25 and 20. Yeah. And then also at 22 South Center, which is a larger issue. And 222 That's it. The only other thing I had is under borough property. I would just like to thank and highlight excellent work that Ross has done. Done a great job.
Questions from Mr. Clark?
Yes, on the property on Somerset, and I know there was some concern about overseeing care of the property. I mean,
We resolved that, and we were able to, enough time, we'd already cited the property for high grass. We were able to issue the citation all the way through, and then we were able to press cut. So that was really it.
so now, I mean, we just need to, so we can wait it out if there's no,
Yeah, we
action taken.
Yeah, so right now, there's a clock ticking.
Yeah.
That allows us to step in, basically take the property. Show whether there's two ways you can take the property. One is by receivership, one is by operating. Property is too much value to process of receiverships. Receivership. Doing as well. Yeah, so I know where we also
Just want to make sure that clock is starting.
yeah, it's a 6 month clock.
Yeah.
So it's not a short clock, but it's also not, I mean, what we're doing is significant, taking someone's property down. On receivership all means that we're not actually taking the property home, we're gonna take it, we're gonna renovate it, and in order to recover the cost, we're going to sell the property. But they have the ability to buy the property back, just in cost of the renovations. So that would be an option that they would have.
You ever, bought the fees for that reflector costs?
I don't know if we did. We should probably.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Question?
Johnson. I didn't get
Celebration. Yeah, it's got all the community center rentals, or revenue, what doesn't. Same dollars, so, okay, some heavy months ahead. So, that asset, as Colonel stated, project, and, well, we serve that, while also trying to work, make some improvements, formal, civil society, complement what we have going on. So thank you to everybody involved in that. CFO report, we don't have anything. Old business, discussion, updated use of public property ordinance. We have to reconvene on this. This is something sort of backburned, but they're, particularly what I've seen recently around local parkings continue. Started volleyball there, and I can see out the window that there's no fewer than 60 plastic water bottles left on the ground in and around here every single week. I know that we have police going out there. I spoke to the chief specifically being out there as minding them the importance of treated, and making sure that the guys can help out themselves. I've also asked to try and get some contact information again, public property. Nicole's here today. She put in a use of facilities. She's just using homes. I would like it to be able, when people are using public property, that we have some record, not just because we want to track you or your brothers, but there are insurance concerns for running volleyball tournaments on our facility. Taxpayers and borough itself covered. So, Dan, I think you had taken on this work and on
We had some,
covering this, have some discussions and shoot for something.
now the honest with volleyball, it's a totally different people, so it's not consistent. So I don't know if that's good. cover, I know that they usually do those little ordinance a couple times a year.
Right.
They once once a year, Kevin and I talked about it.
There have been other developments too. I know that Haddon's went through some changes with their use of their facilities, rates and fees, things of that nature. The upkeep of these properties can be pretty substantial for the entire calendar year. So it's just something I think we visit, understand, sure that level playing field for everyone. So if we could, I'll keep this on as old business for the next meeting. Have a discussion about we should be draft. We should have great. Okay, great. Okay. New business, we have a number of resolutions read by the consent agenda. Does anybody have any objection to any of those items? I am going to ask to add one to John Paul. This resolution.
So that'll be
2676, naming John Paul Rochon, OEM record. Yeah, come back to he's agreed to do that. So is everyone else all right with that? Not that, but consent. Okay, I'll read it into the record. Resolution 2666, Chapter 159, Special Ed Revenue. Resolution 2667, Chapter 159, Special Ed Revenue. Resolution 2668, appoint building subcode inspector. Resolution 2669, appoint electrical sub inspector. Resolution 2670, liquor license Mars Group Corporation. Resolution 2671, liquor license First J Say LLC. Resolution 2672, liquor license Tulsi Merchant C. Resolution 2673, authorizing dedication by rider. Resolution 2670, authorization to apply for energy project. Resolution 2676, John is calendar year 2026. So,
Second.
Mr. Woods first, Mr. Fitzgerald second.
Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Mr. Flynn.
Yes.
Mr. Perno.
Yes.
Mr. Sparazza.
Yes.
Mr. Wood.
Yes.
Thank you. One ordinance introduced by title only, this would be ordinance 2611, amended in chapter 40. Organized, further discussion earlier, motion. That's it. Mr. Perno with the motion, Mr. Wood with the second. Any discussion on the introduction?
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Mr. McLoone.
Yes.
Mr. Perno.
Yes.
Mr. Sparazza.
Yes.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
Okay, financial.
At this time, I would, yeah, absolutely.
First, second,
Mr. Fitzgerald. Mr. McLoone. Mr. Perno. Sparazza.
yes. Announcements? No announcements, nothing for private session? Great, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. First. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,